So I follow an English vegan activist known as Earthling Ed, but his actual name is Ed Winters. Now he provides incredible arguments towards or against animal product consumption with average people every day. He's a very soft-spoken, educated, wonderful human being among many activists who are doing the right thing towards ending the unnecessary enslavement, raping, suffering, death, and eventual mutilation of animals. The link to his channel will be in the description box down below, so whenever you have a chance, please make sure to check it out. Trust me, you'll love it. Well, Ed was on a talk show called This Morning with a journalist named Julie Bindel, and by looking at the title displayed by this program, it was primarily a debate on militant vegans. I encourage you to watch the video as both Julie and Ed bring up some great points. But the point of this video is not necessarily to argue the militant attitude of those trying to push this movement. I've witnessed this militant attitude from both sides, and I'll say when things get verbally or physically violent, no one wins, and the true victims, that being the animals and the environment, continue to suffer and die. The best we can do is what Ed preaches, which is educate people about the unnecessary suffering and death of animals. And if most people saw the atrocities that are occurring every day with these animals, and if they fundamentally understand, based on what the science says, or what the science presents, being that humans have the physiological makeup of herbivores, then people would never consume animals or their secretions again and have a newfound respect towards all living beings. So the purpose of this video is to primarily focus on the statements made by Julie. She mentions that it is justifiable for a single mother to feed her children fast food that contains animal flesh because we live in a time where a struggling single mother is left with no other choice due to a lack of financial income or even time. Well, let's see precisely what Julie says.
A number of vegans will espouse this kind of sanctimonious dribble about how it's no more expensive, it's no more time consuming, it's as easy. For example, low-income mothers who have 3 children under the age of 5 who need to feed those children, and it is cheaper and easier, much as I don't like that fact, to give these children fast food, meat-based diets.
She just voiced what she believes to be facts.
And it is cheaper and easier, much as I don't like that fact.
Well, I question that from a perspective of simple facts. Allow me to show you. For starters, a mother who has to feed her 3 children fast food doesn't really care about the overall nutrition intake of her children by feeding them fast food. And honestly, she'd probably be better off feeding her kids dog shit. But that's just my opinion, and ain't nobody got time for that. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I mean, seriously, that is a given fact. We all know. Even Julie knows that fast food is shit. Now, Julie also mentioned that it is cheaper to eat fast food, so therefore it is understandable that a mother feed her children this crap. Really? Well, let's see if that statement holds up by looking at the mecca of all fast food joints, McDonald's. So in Julie's example, she speaks of a single mother who needs to feed her 3 children who all happen to be under the age of 5. Now, say, assuming that these 3 children are average human beings, a McDonald's Happy Meal will probably be the choice of food to feed these 3 kids because it's relatively cheap compared to dog shit. So let's look at the pricing of 3 Happy Meals. Can you tell I don't like fast food? So according to fastfoodmenuprices.com, the cheapest meal on the menu for kids is the Hamburger Happy Meal, which costs $2.59. Multiply that by 3 and we get $7.77. Now that's just one meal to feed these 3 kids. Let's now compare that to eating a basic, strictly budgeted, plant-based meal. So something as simple as rice and beans from Walmart. This single mother of 3 would be able to buy 6 16-ounce bags of brown rice for $2.87. That's 6 pounds of rice. Hell yeah! Wait, hold on. What about the beans? This hypothetical mother would be able to buy 3 16-ounce bags of navy beans for $2.42. That's 3 pounds of beans. Yeah! The total cost would equal $5.29 for 9 pounds of food. This single mother would be able to feed her children for less than $6 for over a week, which is less expensive than feeding your kids one meal from McDonald's. So I don't understand where Julie is getting her facts about the economics of vegan diets. If anything, the vegan diet is the poor man's diet. Plant-based whole foods are more economical than dog shit fast food. And guys, this is just one example. There are plenty of other plant-based whole foods that are very cheap as well too, such as pasta, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and the list goes on and on and on. Let's also account for the gas this hypothetical mother of the year would be spending every time she decides to feed her children fast food, whereas if she decided to shop whole food plant-based, she probably only has to make a trip to the supermarket maybe once a week. And I know what some of you are thinking, what about the time it takes to cook these meals? Well, it's called meal prepping. Pick a day of the week to do it, get it done, store the food, and warm it up during the week and eat it as you go along. That's it, done. So this is absolute utter nonsense what Julie is stating. It's not facts, and it seems that she's confusing expensive processed vegan foods rather than plant-based whole foods. And honestly, if you look at her, she should probably make some dietary changes in her life, as she would benefit from laying off the meat, dairy, and eggs, as all that fat and cholesterol consumption seems to have started to spill over her waistline and maybe potentially spilling into her brain, which is causing all this crap to spew out of her mouth. But that's just a theory. It's a joke. Relax. This shit really hits home for me because I was primarily raised by my mother, who was a struggling single mother at times, and she happened to have 3 kids, one of them being me, of course, and she always found a way to make it work. Now, we didn't know the power of a whole foods plant-based lifestyle back then because we were drinking the Kool-Aid just like everyone else was and just like so many people are today, and we thought it was absolutely essential to consume animal flesh to survive. You know, but nonetheless, my mom always made sure that her 3 kids were fed without fast food. This isn't to say that we didn't eat fast food on occasion. We did. But it was just that. It wasn't for the sake of saving money. It was simply an occasion. Furthermore, Julie brings up the topic of avocado consumption, devastating the rainforest, and quinoa tripling in price in Peru. Just watch here.
There's another issue to that. I mean, the fact that we now seem to be awash with avocados, you can't escape avocado, means that the Brazilian rainforest has suffered because of the overproduction. If you look at quinoa, the new trendy food of the white middle classes in this country and elsewhere in Western Europe, Peruvian people, for whom that was their staple, now find that it's tripled in price. So there is another way that we need to tackle this.
Okay, and my question here is, how is this a veganism problem? I mean, vegans make up about less than 2% of the global population. But as a quick side note, veganism is growing. America is currently at 6% estimated. The point being is that meat eaters consume avocados and quinoa too. The issues that she's talking about has nothing to do with a whole foods plant-based lifestyle, but rather a logistical or corrupt farming issue within those countries, which surely needs to be addressed, but as a different topic. Additionally, there's a multitude of reasons why deforestation occurs, such as logging and mining, but it is mainly due to cattle ranching, which includes cattle grazing, which is a part of animal agriculture, which also strongly contributes to turning what once used to be a part of the rainforest into now a newly created wasteland from extensive grazing systems. And just to throw some anecdotal info to the mix, since after all, this is my video, guess how many avocados I would eat a day as a self-proclaimed omnivore? 1. Guess how many avocados I eat a day now as a vegan? 1. Nothing has changed in regards to my avocado consumption. So what the hell, Julie? Either way, I can't fully blame Julie because they are on a morning talk show and they can't really get into the details of a full debate due to time constraints, but I do recommend that she do some research before she spews out this verbal dribble from her mouth. I mean, it's inaccurate and it's apparent she does not know how cheap it actually really is to live a Whole Foods plant-based lifestyle. If you don't believe me, then give it a try. On your next grocery shopping day, only buy plant-based whole foods such as beans, grains, pasta, potatoes, fruits, and veggies, and you'll see what I mean. As a matter of fact, I'll be making a video on that because that's definitely not a topic that hasn't been beat to hell already, but whatever. So that's about it, guys. All links used in this video will be in the description box down below. Check them out if you want to. Make sure to let me know in the comments section as well if you have ever tried a Whole Foods plant-based diet. And if you haven't, why don't you consider it and see how you like it. And let me know, is it cheaper than buying meat, dairy, and eggs? Let me know. I would really love to engage with you guys on this topic. In the meantime, though, if you could please do your boy a favor, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe so I can keep you updated on the weekly. I'm the Natural Hulk. I want to thank you for watching. And please, stay tuned for the next one. In this room.